Hi, folks. Are you somebody who's a working professional? Are you an entrepreneur in your organization? If you are one of them, then you understand that the most important part of an entrepreneurs are the ones who bring business to the organization. They act like an entrepreneur within the organization who are trying to use the resources and the capital in the organization to build the businesses. And they are the ones who make or break the business, right? So having understood that there are some important three skill set zones, which you master them, you become a thriving and roaring successful entrepreneur. Want to learn more about it? Just stay tuned. Well, my name is Vishwan. I'm an entrepreneur coach. And today I want to bring to you the most important three skill set zones which you need to master if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. First is to master yourself. Second is to master your team. Third, and the most important, is to master the business areas of skill zones. And now I'm just sharing with you what are the three deeper insights that you need to master if you want to be a thriving entrepreneur. The most important part of self mastery is discipline. If you want to be a thriving entrepreneur, you got to understand that the most important part is to understand the discipline of prioritizing your own goals, business goals, and your daily goals, and then finishing the most important ones after you start. And also learning the art of saying no to the non-important ones so that you can focus and master the important ones. So finishing what you start and focusing on the important ones actually creates a multitude of pressure to complete whatever you start off with. That's the very important part of your discipline. Second is about communication. Say no entrepreneur can thrive unless you have a very good communication skills to articulate exactly the business case, to bring the business or to deliver the results. You got to understand that there are non-verbal, verbal, and written clues, which are very important part of communication, and all these are to be mastered over a long period of time. And you got to experiment it, learn by taking feedback from whom you're communicating with. And the third and the most important is the emotional intelligence, which is what to say and what not to say, when to say and what not to say, how to say and how not to say. It's a very complex part, and it only comes by understanding that the emotional intelligence is not letting loose your emotions when the things are low, understanding that the businesses are going to be very complex and you will be challenged at times to time, but you need to bounce back. That's the most important skill, is to master your emotions. All right. So these are the three important part: discipline, communication, emotional intelligence within mastering yourself. Now let's get back to the second step, which is to master your team. Well, we understand that nobody can, as an entrepreneur, deliver the results by ourselves. We need a team to back us up, and there should be a very, very organized and independently working team. And there are the three important skill sets that you got to master if you want to be a good leader for your team, right? Otherwise, what happens is your results are directly proportionate to your team results. Let's get a look at what are the three skill sets that you need to master if you want to be a great entrepreneur. First is you got to be an empowering leader. The moment you empower people, they can relate that you expect the result and you let them find the path. And you have this art of delegation, telling them precisely what you're expecting, how you're expecting. And that part of delegation takes a lot of effort and time. And over a time, your team understands the way you communicate, how you expect the results, what the leadership is looking for. And you won't delegate anything unless you tell the why behind it. These are the most important part of an empowering leader. The moment you do this regularly, you become a great entrepreneur. The second part of team being a great team player is to understand that you set systems and routines. Understanding that the systems work and people fail, building a great business templates makes it all the more easier and predictable for the results to come by. And you can collaborate across and make the team go across, because it's not just the core team, but then there are other peripheral teams which are importantly required. So you as a leader have to have this great networking skills to go around talk to people and make them collaborate and understand the why behind this big project is what makes this thing work and stick longer. And third, most important, is to always talk about the result, the end goal, keeping always that in my mind, be it the timeline or the result that you're looking for at the end. Challenging the team on the timelines and results and supporting them, removing all the roadblocks on the way, and measuring the performance for the end outcome rather than the efficiency of getting number of tasks done is the most important part of a measure of a successful entrepreneur. He measures the outcome and not the effect of putting a lot of effort into the process. Keeping simple steps of empowering and systems around it and result focus will make you a great entrepreneur. And the most important part why the entrepreneurs exist are for the business. And you got to know that the business is very, very dynamic and VOCA is there all the time. You have to work with the leaders to convince about the business case. And there are some of the important skills that you got to master: how to work in an abstract world, and how to work with the great leaders, and how to communicate effectively there. Let's look at those three important skill sets within this business. First, we got to learn to swim in the business, and you got to understand that it's going to be not a straight path, and all the time you got to find a way. So you got to learn the art of being okay with the abstract stuff that is coming your way. And second part is to learn to bask with the leaders, because the ones who will corroborate your results are the leaders. So you got to be very crisp because they will not have all the time, and you got to be clear and you got to be numerically right. So you got to have a data driven decisions for your business case, and the numbers will speak for themselves. So in nutshell, if you want to be a great entrepreneur, you got to learn to master the world of VUCA. That means volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous situations, and basking with the leaders, being crisp and clear on what you're trying to communicate to them with the clarity of thoughts, and then actually backing all your decisions based on data driven. So to we summarize what we have just learned is to have a great discipline of self, and then having great communication skills and building that emotional intelligence around is the most important skill from the mastering self. The second part of team mastery is about empowering them, building systems and routines, and being result focused. Third, and very important part is the business, is to learn that there will be VUCA world. We have to learn to be okay with abstract stuff, bask with the leaders to be crisp and clear and precise. And third, talk with the numbers. If you can do all these, you will be a roaring successful entrepreneur. All you need to do now as a transfer task for you is pick up one project and applicate this entire stuff. Learn the art of discipline of prioritizing tasks, learn the art of mastering the team by delegating more, and learn the art of developing business metrics to measure your results of your products and processes that you're building and the end results, and then trying to be crisp and in your communication about the end goal as well as what you're doing in process will actually make you a super successful entrepreneur. I wish to hear from you. Please try to write a comments below. What has been your feedback about when you were an entrepreneur? What is your biggest takeaway from this video? Signing off, Vishwamohan, your entrepreneur coach. Bye-bye.